guys? Welcome back. This is my friend Sonnie here. We're going to be breaking down UFC 327 Miami. To start off, though, let's start off with the five canceled fights, rescheduled fights from this card. The first one was Andre Lima versus Dong Hung Choi. Don't know much about those guys, but I'm pretty sure Dong Hung was the one that got hurt. That fight got canceled.
And
Kyle
and
Dawkins.
Andre Lima was the one that got bit, right?
Oh yeah, it's the dude that has
That
he got bit on
that
the
got bit right
arm.
there.
I
Yeah.
think he got rescheduled. I don't know when it is, but he's fighting Kevin Borjas.
Oh, that's a good fight right
Yeah,
there.
that's a good
That's a
fight.
real good fight right there.
And then the other one that got rescheduled is Kyle Dawkins, Vicente Luque. Kyle Dawkins is fighting Bo Nickel at the White House now.
Yeah.
Bigger opportunity for him. Luque is still on the card fighting Kelvin Gastelum. We'll get to that in a minute.
Kelvin Gastelum.
The fight that I was, me and Sonny were super disappointed about being rescheduled was Joshua Van and Tatsuro Taira. This was the co-main event for this card. They was fighting for the flyweight title. Van had I think they
The
said it was a
fake, the
hamstring.
fake title that they call it. Oh, that
Yeah,
man,
the
that
the
fake.
the champ
The
title, the champ.
champion.
Yeah, it could be an interim fight in my eyes, but
Interim. That's all I was just about to say. They're fighting for
right.
the interim belt.
But if Pantoja doesn't have a problem with it, then like, hey,
Hey, I
whatever,
feel
right?
that.
That fight got rescheduled to UFC 328. It will be the co-main event for Hamzat Chimaev versus Sean Strickland, which we will have another video on next month. Beneil Dariush versus Manuel Torres was canceled. Manuel Torres, I believe, like broke his hand or something.
So
But
that's why they threw Benil. What's his name? Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So now Beneil Dariush will be fighting Quillan Salkild May 2nd in Perth. As a co-main event to Jack Del Maddalena and Carlos Prates. That fight's gonna be crazy. The last one that got canceled, rescheduled, moved around was Nazim Sadikov versus Markel Medeiros. Nazim Sadikov, I believe he got injured last week. They took him off the card, and now Medeiros is still on the card. He's fighting Chris Padilla.
That's who's
So
fighting Chris Padilla. Oh, so
mhm.
Chris Padilla is a short notice fight.
Yeah, so Chris Padilla is I believe it's
Oh,
like a week notice. He got the call. Like I said, Nazim Zadikov, I believe he like hurt his foot or hurt his hand, something like that in training. Anyways, right, so now we got the curtain jerker, the early prelims, first fight of the night. We got a welterweight bout between Charles Radke and Francisco Prado. Charles Radke's 11-5, 4-2 in the UFC. Francisco Prado's 12-4, 1-4 in the UFC. Not doing so
yeah.
hot right now.
Our Argentinian cat, right?
Yeah. I had a lot of hopes for this guy, but it just hasn't gotten the best matchups. But
Yeah, that's
Charles
true.
Radke's 1-1 in his last two. Submitted a guy that I've never heard of, Daniel Frunza, in his last fight.
Yeah.
And he got TKO'd by Mike Malott, which is like crazy to get TKO'd by a Canadian. Shout out to Mike Malott though. If I ever have any Canadian fans, no disrespect, bro.
No disrespect.
But
Isn't
that's crazy.
Mike Malott's actually fighting Gilbert Burns, huh?
Yeah, he's fighting
Fight night.
Gilbert Burns on the next fight night, right?
Fight
That's
night, yeah.
next week or in 2 weeks. Charles Radke, though, he's a high volume boxer. He likes to make it dirty, get in the clinch. Doesn't like to get on the ground. He's okay on the ground, doesn't mind it, but he prefers to keep it on the feet. Prado has lost a bunch of decisions in a row. He's aggressive. He likes to stand and bang. He doesn't mind getting punched in the face, which is, this fight is a good fight to start off with.
It seems like Prado just walks into fights without a game plan, dude. Every fight he's been in, he just like wings it, bro. He's like, I'm just gonna fight, show up, and do some shit.
Exactly, and that's exactly why you get a 1-4 record, right, in the UFC. Is like you walk in with nothing, right? But I think for this one, whoever lands the first big shot is gonna win the fight. And I know it's probably a super simple take, right? But when you got two guys like this that don't give a fuck about anything, they're gonna go in there and like how DC always says, these guys are just fighting, right?
They're just fighting. Yeah, that's what
these guys are just fighting. But for my pick on this one, I'm going with the guy that needs a W bad. I'm going Francisco Prado by TKO. I think he catches Radke on the fence, or he catches him running in, just hits him with something good. And that's how I'm rolling with that one. Shout out to Buffalo Chuck, but yeah.
Listen right here. Quinn's going Francisco Prado. He's the underdog, I'm pretty sure. So if you got some money lying around, go ahead and throw some money on Francisco Prado. I think he's probably like a plus 140, plus 150 underdog, something like that.
Something like that, yeah. Gotta be close to it.
But it'll multiply your money. That's all I know. You'll make money off of it if he wins. So
We'll see.
But
We'll
yeah,
see.
that's some good odds right there. Good odds on that one. I do like that.
Facts.
I would actually go Francisco as well too,
Yeah.
mainly because the money line. But I honestly do think he's gonna, or is mainly because of his odds. But I do think he's gonna win this fight. Like you said, catch the big one early, and
Yeah.
that's gonna dictate the rest of the fight.
Because I mean, we have seen, I don't want to spend too much time on the first fight at night, but I will say we have seen Charles Radke get finished bad and finished early. He's gotten finished to the body by Carlos Prates. He's gotten, like I
Hmm.
said, TKO'd on the ground by Mike Malott. So we'll see. Anyways, moving on to the second fight of the night. I got this one down as the middleweight unction. We got two former welterweights going at it. We got Kelvin Gastelum versus Vicente Luque.
The
Kelvin
unction.
Gastelum is 20 and 10, 14 and 10 in the UFC. Vicente Luque is 23, 12 and 1, 16 and 8 in the UFC. These guys have a lot of experience. Kelvin Gastelum's 1 and 1 in his last two. He got a decision over Dustin Stoltzfus.
Oh yeah, yeah, that guy, man. I
That
remember
dude
he got
is,
finished by a Magomedov in the first
yeah, that,
round.
that
Quick
brother
as
is,
I
shout
don't
out to
know
you,
about him.
Dustin. Shout out to you,
Nah,
brother.
that boy be
Uh,
getting whooped.
Shout out to you, buddy.
But yeah,
And Kelvin also lost a decision to Joe Pyfer, who's coming off
Joe
a
Pyfer.
TKO over Israel Adesanya.
Uh-huh.
Um, Kelvin Gastelum, he's known for his forward pressure, his clinch heavy, likes to mix up the striking very well.
He likes that
Um,
Mexican fighting
yeah,
style like that.
exactly, right.
Yeah, that's what he
But
likes right there.
the biggest thing for Kelvin Gastelum, though, is questionable cardio. He's been having weight issues his entire career, whether it's at 170, whether it's at 185. He's missed weight. I believe it's like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, a
Um,
lot, dude. Yeah, and he's out.
you know,
He's had to turn down some fights due to him not being able to make the weight. Dude, the
which
cut's
is
gonna be too brutal.
which is crazy. A guy that's been in the game for that long, you wouldn't think that that kind of stuff would be an issue, but it's to me, it's a matter of like wanting to still do it, right? But
Exactly. Yeah.
um, Vicente Luque is 0-2 in his last two fights. His last two fights were at 170. He lost a decision to Joel
Oh,
Alvarez.
yeah, and he lost to Kelvin Gastelum, right?
No,
I
he
mean, not
lost to
Kelvin. Oh, my bad.
Kevin Holland.
Kevin Holland. There you go,
Kevin
Kevin
Holland caught him
Holland.
with Anaconda choke, I'm pretty
Yeah, I
sure. Yeah.
remember that. That was
That was
on the.
crazy. That was
That was the
crazy.
same night of Pfeiffer and Gastelum, wasn't it?
I believe so. Was that the Miami
Yeah,
card? It was a Miami card last year,
yeah, something like
right?
that. Yeah, I think
Something like
so.
that. I could be wrong. If somebody correct me if I'm wrong.
Because it was
But
Marab and O'Malley that were the main event that night.
oh shit. Was that
The rematch when he finished him in
oh yeah, yeah,
with
yeah,
that
yeah,
north
yeah.
south choke or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Vicente Luque, though, is still aggressive, still scary on the feet. Good boxing, always willing to mix in the ground game. Great jiu-jitsu. I think like I just said it here, I have it in my notes. I think he wants it more than Kelvin does right now.
Okay, okay. Yeah,
And
I think Vicente is gonna win too.
exactly. So, my pick here, I have Luque by decision. He's got a good chance to get a TKO here, but I just think Kelvin's still durable, still tough. I don't see
Yeah,
him. If he didn't go down to Joe Pyfer, I don't think he's going down to Vicente Luque.
exactly, dude. He didn't
Um,
get knocked out by nobody. Prime Izzy couldn't take him down. Piper couldn't take him down.
yeah.
Nobody's knocking
Yeah.
that boy.
So I mean, but either way, I'm going Luque by decision. I think he's gonna just overwhelm Kelvin, just
Hmm.
mix in the martial arts better
Yeah.
than him. Honestly,
Then yeah,
just as simple as
I
that.
think he's gonna be faster than Kelvin. I think the speed's gonna be
Big
the main
difference.
issue. I know he's a lot old. Like I think he's older than Kelvin, isn't he?
I mean, they're both late
Yeah,
30s, I believe. Yeah.
they are old as hell. But I think Vicente still moves like he's
Yeah.
pretty agile and stuff.
And I think moving up in weight is good for Luque too, because he doesn't
Yeah,
have to. He's I know he's had some health issues, concerning the weight and whatnot
exactly.
in the
Yeah.
past too. So
And
good for
back on the
him.
weight with Kelvin Gastelum, I know that's his main issue with the whole thing, and he can't even move up to higher divisions because he's so short.
Yeah, he's like
He's
five
just
nine. You
yeah,
can't be
his
a
height
five
is
nine
not.
light heavyweight. You know what I mean? Like that ain't it. Moving on to the next fight of the night is a lightweight bout. This was the one that was supposed to be Medeiros versus Nazim Zadikov. Now we
Mhm.
have Markel Medeiros versus Chris Padilla.
Chris
Markel
Padilla.
Medeiros is 11 and 1, 3 and 0 in the UFC. Chris Padilla is 17 and 6, 4 and 0 in the UFC.
Yep.
Um, Medeiros is 2 and 0 in his last two. He's got decisions over Mark Choinsky and Austin Hubbard. Two
Austin
cans,
Hubbard.
if I'm being honest.
Hubbard from the Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah, shout out to Austin Hubbard. I don't think he's in the UFC anymore, but
Oh.
um, Medeiros is really composed. He's patient. Very sharp boxing. He picks his shots really well. He doesn't go in. just looking for a firefight every time, you know.
Hmm.
But he's got really good boxing, like I said, so he's down for a fight if there's going to be one, right?
Yeah.
But Chris Padilla, sorry, is 2-0 in his last two. He TKO'd Ismail Bonfim, and he has a decision over Jai Herbert. Those are
Yeah.
two wins I think that are underrated because when you think
Yeah. Those are
about
respectable wins right there. Really
right, I mean, because
respectable
because if you
wins.
think about Jai Herbert, right, I don't want to take too much away from the current champion of the division, but he gave Ilia Topuria a good fight. Ilia
And he
Topuria's
dropped
first
him.
fight, he
Dropped him with a
dropped
head kick.
almost finished him with a head kick. You know, I granted
Yeah.
that was a long time ago. Things are much different. Ilia Topuria would probably murder this guy now, you
Like he
know,
did
but
later in that same fight.
exactly, right. Um, yeah, I really like Chris Padilla though, even though he's taking this on short notice. He's really pressure
He's gonna
fighter,
win. He's
volume.
gonna win. Yeah.
I think so too. He's willing to mix it up and go in there and brawl. I
Hmm.
have Padilla by decision. I don't think either of these guys are going to get a finish here, just because I think they're both too tough.
Yeah.
But I think
If
Chris Padilla has more ways to win this
yeah.
fight.
If Padilla had a full camp, I think he finishes this guy.
Definitely.
But because it's short notice, like you said, I think he's gonna stick like very conservative in this fight. He's
Hmm.
gonna use more of like his outer boxing. He's gonna try and take the
Right.
edge from him and stuff, and just pick him apart from the outside. I think so.
Right. And people forget, you know, people forget, man. Chris Padilla.
People forget, man.
Despite him having really good hands, right? He's really good on the ground. He's not afraid to
Yeah,
take you down and wrestle you and beat you up on the ground. So I can see that going on in this fight too. But either way, Chris Padilla by decision. That fight, it's got some fight of the night potential also.
hell
If
yeah,
I'm
it
being
does.
honest,
Yeah.
has the potential to be a banger for sure. Moving on to a fight that we will definitely not be spending a lot of time on. Women's strawweight bout between number 2 ranked Tatiana Suarez and number 6 ranked Lupita Godinez.
Dang,
Tatiana Suarez,
they threw this on the prelims,
boy,
bro. They're
they don't give a fuck just as much as me.
holy shit,
Um,
she's the number two rank, dude.
she her last fight was for the title. Now she's here.
And now
Um,
she's on the prelims.
hey,
Fuck it though.
Tatiana Suarez 1-1 in her last two. She lost to
Mhm.
Weili for the belt. She beat Amanda Lemos by decision.
By decision,
Um,
yeah.
Tatiana's an elite wrestler. I think she's like a Olympic caliber wrestler. I could be speaking out of turn there, but I really think
Yeah.
that she could be.
No, yeah, she
Um,
looked really good in her fight against I know she lost the really close decision to Aaron Blanchfield, but dude, she
that was
gave
a great
Aaron
fight. Yeah,
yeah, she gave Aaron a run for her money, bro. And then we
I
know
agree.
Aaron's top tier. She only lost to
The
title
top of the top.
challenger.
Yeah, the top of the
Yeah,
top. Right.
so
But you know, Suarez, she's got really good, like I said, really good wrestling, really good ground and pound. I could see her, you know, taking advantage of that here. But Lupita Godinez also 2-0 in her last two. She's got decisions over Jessica Andrade and Julia Polastri, whoever the fuck that
oh,
is.
she did beat
Um,
Andrade. Oh
that's
snap!
a
I
very
forgot.
that's not too hard to do nowadays, unfortunately,
Oh,
right?
because she's
But
falling off pretty. Yeah.
she is oof, like a motherfucker, boy. But Suarez, I mean, sorry, Godinez got high pace. She's got good grappling, good clinch work too. She's really relentless on the feet. She's down to stand there and throw.
And
But
throw.
like I said, I don't want to spend too much on this. I got Suarez by decision. I think she just wrestles her and controls her on the
I
ground for
got
15
Suarez.
minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, I got Suarez.
I don't really see much going on in that fight, if I'm being quite honest. Moving
Mm.
on to another possible banger here. We got another lightweight fight. We got number 8, Matrus Gamrot versus Esteban Ribovics.
Oh man, that's gonna be
This
legit.
fight could go one of two ways, right? But Gamrot he's 25-4, 8-4 in the UFC. Ribovics is 15-2, 4-2 in the UFC. Gamrot's 1-1 in his last two. Got submitted by Charles, the BMF, and he has a decision win over Ludovic Klein. Ludovic Klein, every
Oh,
time I got
his
notes on him,
fight
he's losing
wasn't.
a decision to somebody. So
It
shout
wasn't.
out to bro.
Shout out to bro. It
Shout out to
wasn't.
bro.
It wasn't the Dan Hooker fight when Dan Hooker upset him
That was before
before
both of
Klein.
those. Yeah.
Oh
So
man.
he fought Dan Hooker, fought Klein, and then got submitted by Charles.
So yeah, I remember when Mataj got submitted by Charles. I do
Oh,
remember that
Charles
main event.
fucking
That was in Brazil,
oh
right?
boy, yeah. That was a
Yeah.
bad move. You don't go fight that man in his hometown. You don't do
In his
that.
hometown, and that was his first time doing it, wasn't it?
Yeah, bro, that's the
Uh,
bad move, bad move. They should have gave him somebody else. But Gamrot, everybody knows, elite pressure wrestler. We all know what he's looking to do. He's looking to take you down, hold you there. He's got a good
mhm.
chin. He's durable, right?
Yeah.
We've seen him go 15 minutes with Dan Hooker, who was trying to take his head off the whole time and just what he wasn't going
Maneuvering
right.
through, yeah.
But Rivovix, this guy, I'm I'm really up in the air about Rivovix, right? He's 1-1 in his last two. He's got a decision over Elvis Brenner, and he lost to Nasrat Hapsarat, the dude that got KO'd
Abs-
by
I quite
Quillen,
could
yeah, yeah,
Quillen,
by
yeah.
Soutkill.
The
Um,
head kick kind of knocked
yeah, he
him
head
out,
kicked him.
dude.
But Ribovix, he hasn't really fought anybody good, I don't think. I
Didn't
I
he
had
fight Francisco Prado?
I
I
don't
could be
know on that
tripping. I'm
one.
probably tripping. I'm tripping.
He did fight Daniel Zellhuber
That's what I'm thinking of. That's what I'm at the
the
Sphere.
Sphere. Mhm.
Yes, that's the fight I'm thinking of. That he beat the
That's
shit out of that boy.
that's the fight where I was like, okay, both of these guys are like fucking good, you know?
Tough,
And
yeah, they're
then
really tough.
their next fights after that, I'm like, ah, fuck, I don't know, you know?
Dude, Zell Hoover
And
is on.
now you're looking at Ribovix, who's not ranked, right? And he's
Hmm.
fighting Matrush Gamrot. Like, I don't really know, how to feel about this one, but Rivovix, he's got a high striking output. He's sneaky in the scrambles. He will throw a knee. He'll catch you with an uppercut, but
Hmm.
this is another guy. There's a lot of guys on this card. There's a common theme here. A lot of guys are down to stand there and fight you. I know it sounds kind of corny and basic to say, but there's a lot of guys that are they're just down to fight, that aren't
Yeah,
scared to go in there and get punched, right?
yeah, and this is
But
him right here.
with all that being said, though, I got Gamrot by decision. I think
I'm gonna go Gamrot as well.
I think he gets a hold of Ribovix and controls him, beats him up for 15 minutes as long as the fight goes. I don't think he finishes him. If he does, he'll probably sub him if he just
Yeah.
he beats him up enough. But I got Gamrot by decision. I feel like that's an easy pick there.
I definitely think it's gonna be a decision fight too, because yeah, Gamrot with what you're saying back on the rankings, Gamrot is not trying to lose to somebody who's not in the rankings. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
he's not trying to lose
Yeah,
his top 10
he's not
spot to
trying to lose
somebody
his
that's not in the
spot.
rankings. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think he's gonna play it very conservative. He'll go for the submission if it's there. Of course, Gamrot's like that. He'll go for the kill if it's available. But I think it's gonna be one of those fights where yeah, he's gonna take his time with it. He's gonna tire him out. Drown him, get on it. Yeah, it's gonna be a. I don't know. I hope it's gonna be a good fight, but I think it's gonna be a really like boring wrestling match or one of those
Yeah,
one boring one
I
sided
think,
controls.
to piggyback on what you said, I think Gamrot is gonna fight to win,
Hmm.
not fight to like impress people, right? Like he's
Yeah,
gonna be like, "Hey,
exactly.
I'm defending my spot in the top 10," right?
Yeah,
That's kind of what this is.
yeah.
Um, moving on to another fight that also has a chance to be really good or really boring. Welterweight fight between Kevin Holland and Randy Brown.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I forgot Kevin
Kevin
Holland's on this
Holland
card.
Kevin Holland is 28-15, 15-12 in the UFC. Randy Brown is 20-7, 14-7 in the UFC. Kevin Holland's 0-2 in his last two. He lost a decision to our favorite fighter, Mike Malott, and
Mike,
he also lost a decision to Daniel Rodriguez,
that was hilarious right
which
there, dude.
D-Rod beat his ass.
Yeah, bro.
The first note I have about Kevin Holland here is what Kevin Holland are we getting, right? Because we either get a guy. I mean, he's never in a boring fight, right?
Yeah,
With the exception of the fight against MVP, right? He's never in a boring fight, but he doesn't always fight smart, which is his
yeah.
biggest
He
downfall. Because
is
I
dumb
feel
as
like
hell, dude. His whole
he
career he was
could
dumb.
have potential to be a contender in either of 170 or 185, because he's got really good jiu-jitsu, really good boxing, really good kickboxing, and he just doesn't choose to mix it up the right way, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Um,
Cause yeah, what is his style of fighting? Kung Fu? Isn't he
He's
like
a
a
kung
kung
fu
fu
street
fighter?
fighter or whatever they
Yeah,
say.
bro.
I'm like,
That's what I'm
okay,
saying. That
like
shit's hilarious.
I'm like, all right. Um, Randy Brown though, rude boy, is 1-1 in his last two. He got KO'd by Bonfim, the other Bonfim, and he
Mhm.
KO'd Nicholas Dalby, which that fight was fucking crazy. I don't know if you remember that one, but he ended
I
up
do.
sleeping him with like a left hand and just fucking
Yeah,
face
yeah, I do
planted. It was
remember that
nasty.
shit.
But the KO against Bonfim kind of took me back because he caught him in the clinch with like an elbow or a knee and just fucking slept him. Like
I don't think I remember that one.
it was really weird. It ended really fast. But Randy Brown is super long, super technical, good boxing, decent on the ground. He's super sharp, picks his shots.
Yeah,
If it
he has
gets
good
messy,
boxing.
it's all Kevin Holland to win this fight. if it gets ugly and Randy Brown starts falling for the all the fuckery and the hoopla and the talking and all
Yeah, the
this,
talking and shit.
he's gonna lose his head and lose the fight, right? But I think Randy Brown needs to stay focused. But my pick here is Randy Brown by decision. I think he gets it done, just picking him apart on the feet, just piecing him up, picks the shots well, and just gives Kevin Holland the business.
The business, yeah. I think I'm gonna go Kevin Holland in this fight.
That's a
Just to
tough
go
one
back.
though.
Just
Yeah,
yeah, it is. It is. This
it's
is the
tough.
first time we're actually disagreeing. But
Okay.
I'm going Kevin Holland on this one only because I personally think like back what you said to I forget which fight we were talking about, but you said that it's like a win now. Like he needs to win this more than the other guy. I
Oh,
think Kevin Holland.
Prado and Radke. Yeah,
Yeah, I think this guy, what's his name, needs to win this fight. I think Kevin Holland for sure needs to go in there and give it his all. I think he's gonna
yeah,
come out with it. I think he's gonna want it more. But at the same time, Randy Brown does have really good striking. He has power behind his punches as well. So like, I don't know, Kevin Holland could get. We've seen Kevin Holland get dropped before, get sat on his ass before. So it
yeah.
could
I mean,
happen that way. But
we've seen Kevin Holland do it all, right? We've seen him knock people out, submit people, and then we've seen him get knocked out and get
and
submitted,
get
right?
submitted exactly, go to
And
decision and
that's
all
why we
that.
want to keep seeing him, right? Because I feel like he could go on a five-fight losing streak. He's gonna be like,
Hmm.
and I don't mean this in any disrespectful way to anybody, but he's in like that Nate Diaz, Jorge Masvidal category where it's like
Yeah.
no matter how much they lose, you still want to see him fight at some point, right? Like so.
So he thinks, yeah,
Obviously
yeah, he's gonna have
not to
that
the
in the
same
back of his
level,
head.
but yeah, I think not to the same level of like stardom as those guys, but he's in that same category of like he's exciting and his fights aren't boring, so like fuck it, let's throw him in there regardless,
Let's
right?
throw him in on this card. It's gonna spice the card up no matter what. Yeah, people are
Exactly.
gonna want to see him. Yeah. So yeah,
Now,
that's it. I think I got Kevin Holland by decision.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
Now, moving on to the featured prelim. We have a PFL Tour championship matchup right here. We got a featherweight matchup between Patricio Pitbull and Aaron Pico.
Oh, the
Um,
Bellator championship.
PFL Tour, Bellator, whatever you want to call it, man.
PFL yeah.
Pitbull is 37-8. He's 1-1 in the UFC. Dude's a legend outside of the UFC. Aaron Pico's 13-5, 1-1. Also went to high school with him. Shout out to you, Aaron.
Shout
Um,
out St. John Bosco.
Yeah, shout out to Bosco. Pitbull's last two fights, or his only two fights in the UFC, he lost a decision to Yair Rodriguez, which was a boring ass fight.
Yeah, nah, but
Um,
Yair did fucking drop his ass. That was like the
Yair did
only
his shit.
highlight.
He did his shit,
That was the
right?
only highlight of the whole fight.
He did what he was supposed to do to be like, yeah, you don't belong in these
Yeah,
parts, right?
in this shit. Yeah, it's the UFC, man.
And then Pitbull also he beat Dan Ige by decision, which I think is a good win because Dan Ige is a guy that he's always good for a scrap too.
But back to what you're saying on Jessica Andrade, same with Danny Gay, it's not that hard to beat him nowadays, dude. He's
No,
losing left and right to
I mean
everybody,
he
bro.
just got fucking front kicked by
Dude, by
Melky Costa.
Costa.
That shit
Yeah,
was
yeah.
boy.
That was nasty.
Um, but Pitbull, I haven't. He was the man at Bellator. Defended his belt. He was a champion. His UFC performances though have been subpar to me. He fought Yair Rodriguez. He fought a top five guy his first fight. Talked all this shit, didn't do much, and lost the decision.
Yeah, he did not look good in that fight,
And
dude.
then he fights Dan Ige, and you're like, okay, this should be a better fight. It was okay. He won a decision.
Mhm.
But Pitbull, he's patient. He's a vet. He's gonna do what he does. He picks his shots. He's still dangerous at this stage of
He's
his
gonna
career.
wrestle. He's gonna
Yeah,
shoot a good
he's
amount
gonna
of
shoot for
times.
takedowns. He's gonna throw big punches, right? But he's
Hmm.
getting older, but he's still dangerous, right? But
Hmm.
Aaron Pico, Aaron Pico.
Dude, he was looking
Um,
so good in his
looking
debut, man.
so good in his debut against Lerone Murphy, and it's a case of what happens in every Aaron Pico fight. If you've ever seen him fight before,
Hmm.
he gets carried away when he knows he's landing shots.
Overconfident. Yeah.
He knows he's landing shots. He knows he's got you hurt. Everything else goes out the window. Chin's
Yeah,
in the
but
air,
or
arms are up.
everything.
It's and then got spinning elbowed by Lerone Murphy.
And Lerone Murphy actually said too. I don't know if you remember, because Carlos Prades finished Geoff Neal with one of those right before. And
Mhm.
Lerone Murphy was like, "You gave me that idea to throw that. I was getting pressure against
That's
some things."
insane, bro. To even have that thought process like in the midst
Yeah,
of a fist fight is crazy to me.
that's what I'm
Like,
saying, bro. Like,
but Aaron Pico, man, he's very explosive. He's a Golden Gloves boxer. He's got elite wrestling. He was an Olympic level wrestler as a high
mm,
schooler.
yeah,
When he's on, he looks like a world champion. You know, he looks like he could beat anybody. But unfortunately, it just hasn't been the case for his career the majority of the time. I think he needs to put the pressure on Pitbull and make him fight because
fight, yeah,
Pitbull is not going to go in there and brawl with Aaron Pico.
he's
There's
not.
no point. There's
And
no point.
I'm sorry to say this too.
There's
Like, I
nothing on the
hate
line for it.
as a UFC fan, I hate to say this for Aaron Pico to start winning these fights and stuff. He needs to start fighting more conservative. I know as a fan, we
Yeah,
want to see him go out there and see finishes on either side, but
like
it,
the Lerone Murphy fight.
yeah, if he
That's what we want to
wants
see. Yeah,
exactly, yeah, but if he wants to start winning fights for his sake, he needs to start turning his style to a little more boring, man, a little more
use
conservative.
the
Because
wrestling
yeah, dude, he's gonna have to start neutralizing a lot of stuff, and like you said, stop just getting carried away in the fight, dude. Like you gotta
because
remember, it's 3 rounds,
it's
5 rounds.
almost like he treats it like he's playing a video game. He's like, oh, I got this guy hurt. Let me start
Now let
mashing
me go.
buttons.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly. Yeah, let me start
that's
hitting with combos. Let me start doing all
that's
this.
exactly what it is. And then he gets caught.
Yeah,
He got caught in Bellator like that 2 or 3 times doing the same
yeah,
shit.
yeah. I
You
do
know,
remember.
he's gotten knocked out. Like, the times he's gotten finished, it's been bad. Like he's
Bad.
gotten
Yeah,
knocked
no,
out real
his
bad.
knockouts are nasty, dude. And that Lee Ron Murphy one, I thought he was dead for a second, bro.
Yeah,
He was laid out. Just, I was like, holy shit, dude. I was so hyped cheering for the guy, and then bam, I was like, oh,
right. I will say though, my pick might surprise the people that just heard me talk all this shit about Aaron Pico. I'm going Aaron Pico by TKO.
I'm going Aaron Pico as well.
You know, because
Yeah.
I just have this feeling that, you know, I hope he's learned, right? And he's fighting a guy he should have fought and was scheduled to fight, I'm pretty sure, in Bellator multiple
Yeah,
times. And
multiple
if he wasn't,
times.
he should have fought him at least once before, and he didn't. Um, but he's got the age advantage, he's got the speed advantage. I think he has
That's
the power
exactly what I'm
advantage.
gonna go, yo. That's exactly what I was
Just
about to say.
I'm just going the younger, faster guy here. I'm going Aaron Pico TKO.
Yep, I'm going,
Um,
what is it? The age, the old age. I gotta
yeah,
go with the young guns, man.
it's time. It's time, right?
Especially
Um,
especially at like 155. Isn't there like a record 155 and less? Everybody that's like 35 and above, they're all like they haven't won a fight except for like Volk, I think it
except for
was.
Volk.
Yeah, dude. So yeah, but
It's always the, you know, the younger, I mean the lower weight classes where it gets harder as you get older, right? Because
it's all about speed. It's all about speed.
these fucking young dudes like are gonna come up and they might not even be at 145, 155. You know, these guys are gonna end up being 170ers, right? And they're just working their way up to, you know, get
Get
wherever.
there. Exactly.
All right. Moving on to the main card. The first fight is another, I think, fight could be fight of the night potential as well. It's a
Potential.
featherweight bout. It's a retirement fight for Cub Swanson. Cub Swanson versus Nate Landwehr. Nate the Train.
Nate the Train.
Cub Swanson is 30 and 14, 15 and 10 in the UFC. Nate the Train is 18 and 7, 5 and 5 in the UFC.
What do you
A little
say?
bit.
If I don't lose, I'm probably gonna win.
He's fucking crazy, bro. He's crazy as shit.
Fucking good.
Cub Swanson is 1-1 in his last two. He KO'd Billy Q. He lost a
Mm,
decision to Andre Fili. Those fights were honestly a good minute ago though, because I believe he retired after he fought Billy Q, or he said he wasn't going to fight anymore. And then I saw a video recently. He said that the UFC called him and said that he's the last person from the WEC that's still an active fighter in the UFC,
oh
and they
shit.
wanted him to fight one more time,
Oh,
basically.
okay, okay. I didn't know
So
about that.
yeah, I found this out yesterday. I was looking up some stuff on this fight, and I was reading. He did an interview, I believe it was with Ariel Helwani and Uncrowned. He was talking
Oh,
about how
okay.
the UFC called him up and was like, "Hey, do us a favor. You know, you're the last WC guy. We want you one more fight."
Damn.
Because
All
he said he
right.
wasn't motivated to fight, and this interview is what made me is what is the reason why I have the pick that I picked. But Cub Swanson, he's super skilled. He's clean, picks his shots. He's good at standing and banging with people, but he's 40 plus. This is his last fight. What's up with that chin? I don't
What's
know,
up with
right?
that shit?
What's up with the
It's a
chin? He's
big ass
pushing.
question mark right there.
Yeah, he's over 40. I don't know, right? It's his last fight, and he said that his motivation to fight again was them telling him he was the last WEC guy. That's not enough for me, honestly.
That's not
But
enough for me.
um, Nate the Train, unfortunately, is 0-2 in his last two. He got KO'd by Morgan Charrier, the French dude.
I remember
Um,
that.
you think I'll lose a fist fight to a French dude?
To a
Um,
French dude.
and he got submitted by Ho Choi. I don't know if you remember that, but he got choked out by a Korean dude. That shit was crazy.
Dang, so
Nate,
is he 0-3? Didn't he lose to Dan Ige couple years ago as
I
well?
believe so. Yeah, I believe because
Yeah.
I was just looking at their last two, but I believe he's on like a 3 or 4 fight skid. If I'm being like
Yeah,
honest,
bro. That boy,
be losing like a motherfucker.
I think he does need it a little more than Cub
He
then.
said, "If I don't win, I'm probably gonna
Gonna
lose." Or
lose. Oh no, that was for sure after Danny Gay, actually. Now I'm thinking about it. So he's probably like 1-3 in his last four.
oh fuck. Nate the Train
Or
fights
one
like
and
a
two.
fucking he fights like a fucking psycho, right? That was the first note I have about him, other than his last fight. He fights like a psycho. He walks you down, he overwhelms you with combinations, his boxing. He mixes
Hmm.
it up to the body well. I know he finished somebody to the body recently, or a couple years ago. I don't remember what the guy's name was though.
Yeah, I think that
But
was that fight, right? Or he finished him.
mhm. Mhm. Because they were standing and banging, and he ended up catching the dude with like a liver shot in like the end of the third round or something like that.
Yeah.
But my pick here, I got Nate the Train by TKO. I'm all for people's retirement fights and whatnot, and you get your last hoorah and you get to lay your gloves down and whatnot. You should have been done that.
Yeah.
Because I gave Michael Chiesa his flowers. I didn't fucking want to. I don't like Michael Chiesa. No disrespect, bro. I think you're ass. But they gave him a fucking layup a couple weeks ago for his retirement fight.
Nico
I think
Price, right?
Nico Price gets called up for everybody's retirement fight. Who like I think that's fucking lame.
Yeah.
These layup and this is I don't know I don't know. Anyways, I got Nate the Train by TKO. Fuck this retirement fight.
Yeah,
Um,
the retirement fights
yeah,
haven't been going that well neither lately. I
yeah,
mean, Henry Cejudo's retirement fight, he got beat the fuck up.
yeah,
Dustin
he got his
Poirier's,
ass beat. The only person that had a successful retirement fight in recent history, in my memory, and both of them fought Nico Price was Robbie Lawler and Michael Chiesa.
and Michael
Like,
Chester, yeah, because even Dustin Poirier got his ass beat the fuck up
yeah,
for
he
his
got his ass beat by Max
retirement
Holloway for his last
fight.
fight.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would want to go out with a win on my last fight, but unfortunately, I feel like Cub Swanson's gonna go out with a fucking whooping on his last fight. Unfortunately, I think he's gonna put too much pressure on him and break him down and TKO him.
Yeah, I
Um,
see that. All right, yeah, I got Nate too. I'm gonna go Nate. Nate
Shout
the
out to you,
racist.
Cub, SoCal, SoCal legend, but unfortunately, you
You
should
taking
have.
the L in this one, bro.
Yeah, sorry, my boy. Moving on to quite possibly could be the goofiest fight of 2026, in my opinion. If I had to do an award show for this show, this would probably be the goofiest fight of the year. We got number 10, Dominic Reyes versus number 12,
Oh,
Johnny Walker.
this Looney Tune ass fight, bro. We about
Facts,
to see
bro.
somebody
There's
about to get knocked out and have some like
somebody's gonna
birds and
have a
stars
goofy
going around
KO in
this.
this fight. Dominic
I'm
Reyes is
telling you.
15-5, 9-5 in the UFC. Johnny Walker's 22-9, 8-6 in the UFC. Dominic Reyes is, everybody knows he beat John Jones, but he is 1-1 in his last two. He got fucking slept by Carlos Ulberg, bad,
Oh yeah, I
off
remember
a
that.
jab, I believe. He jabbed him
I
and
actually
knocked
just
him out.
watched that today, Paramount
Hmm.
Plus.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Yeah,
I
shout out to
just
Paramount Plus. Drop
yeah,
that bag off. I'm ready.
for real.
And then Dominic Reyes also TKO'd Nikita Krylov, who I believe gets TKO'd by just about anybody that can throw a straight punch in the
Throw
light
it
heavyweight division.
literally.
So,
I know. I was surprised that guy fucking Krylov submitted what's that fool's name Ryan
oh my
Spann.
God, yeah, Ryan,
Yeah, he submitted Ryan Spann. I thought Ryan Spann because Ryan Spann knocked Dominic Reyes out. So I'm like, I don't know,
Dominic
dude.
Reyes be getting dropped off, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Bro.
But
So does
and
Johnny Walker though.
exactly. And
So
look, this is the first note I have about Dominic Reyes. Dominic Reyes is either great or he gets knocked out. That's it.
yep. Yeah.
There's literally no in between. You look at his entire career, he's with the exception of the John Jones fight, right? He is great in knocking guys out and winning fights, or he's getting absolutely brutally slept. Like,
He's Terrence McKinney in the middleweight or the light
absolutely,
heavyweight division.
absolutely. That's a great comparison, actually. That's funny.
Yeah.
Um, I think he needs to be technical to win this fight. He can't fall into all the goofy shit with Johnny Walker with the dancing and the
And the
fucking
fake
doing all the
injury
yeah, doing
knee
all
and
the
shit.
because he can't be like, oh, he punched him and acted like he's hurt, then he gets hit with a knee. Like I could see that happening, right? But
I could see that happening too, I'm
it's just
telling
some
you, dude.
goofy ass shit. But
I can see somebody
Johnny
slipping on a
Walker,
banana peel.
yeah, somebody's gonna slip on a banana peel and get fucking hit with an elbow and get knocked out in this fight. Johnny Walker's 1-1 in his last two. He got KO'd. Sorry, he KO'd Zhang, the big Chinese dude.
He
Uh,
did KO him. He was like a
he
crazy underdog that
he
fight,
was like
dude,
a
and
he was
knocked
like a he
him.
was like a plus 800 or something like that, and
Yeah,
knocked
I
him
do
out.
remember that.
But shortly before that, he did get brutally knocked out by Volkan Oezdemir and Magomed Ankalaev.
Yeah, I do remember that too.
That Ankalaev fight was bad too because he hit him with a nasty shot, and then he hit him on the ground, and
Again,
I
the
thought that
fence, he
was a
grabbed his
little
face like that. I remember
that
that
was
shit.
bad.
No,
Johnny
yeah,
Walker is
that
is
Volt
is crazy.
that Volt what's his name? Oldemir or Ozemir?
Oh
The guy he just
yeah,
got knocked out
Oezdemir,
by?
yeah.
Dude, that card was crazy right there because I remember he got knocked out nasty, and then right after him, Sergey Pavlovich got upsetted by Alexander Volkov, brutal,
Oh
bad,
yeah,
dude. Yeah,
yeah. Fuck,
I
that fight
remember
was
that
nuts.
card. That card was crazy.
Um, dude, but Johnny Walker, man, he's crazy, right? He's reckless. He takes a lot of chances. He does a lot of crazy shit. He makes it weird. He's a definition in my eyes of like high risk, high reward, right? Because
Yeah,
he's
he
like
is.
and like he's gonna take crazy chances and it's either gonna go awesome and he's gonna have a sick KO or he's gonna get goofy KO'd and be a meme for a
Nasty
couple
kid.
weeks, right?
Exactly. Yep.
But my pick here, I'm going with the Dominator. I got Dominic Reyes by TKO. I think he keeps it clean. I think he catches Johnny Walker doing some goofy shit and knocks him out.
Knocks him out. Yeah, I want to go. I want to go Dominic Reyes because I believe he's the underdog. But honestly, if I had to put money down, dude, for some reason I think Johnny Walker's goofy ass is gonna do it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go Johnny Walker with it. I don't know what it is. Someone's telling me he's gonna
This
do
one
some crazy shit.
could go either way, honestly. Like
Yeah, it's
it's
gonna be a Looney
not
Tune fight.
you can't there's no bad pick in this fight. I mean it's a unfortunate fight to have happen, but there's not a there's not a bad pick here because
Yeah,
it's gonna be a crazy fight.
I mean,
Um
isn't Dominic Reyes from? He's local too, isn't he? From SoCal?
yeah, he's from Victorville.
Oh, he is from Victor.
Yeah.
Shout out Victorville.
Shout out to the Ville, bro.
Shout out to
Um
the video.
Shout out to the Ville. Moving on to, I believe this is the first fight of the real big boys on this card. We got the heavyweights. We got number 5, Curtis Blades, excuse me, versus Josh Hokett.
Okay,
Curtis
yeah.
Blades is 19-5, 4-5, I'm sorry, 14-5 in the UFC. Josh Hokett is 8-0, 2-0 in the UFC. Curtis Blades is 1-1 in his last two. Got KO'd by Aspinall in the first round. We all saw that.
The interim.
And then he
Yeah.
had a decision over Rizvan Kuniev,
Oh,
um,
he did win that fight. Yeah, yeah,
who is another. I'm not going to speak too much on those people, but
yeah.
he's another steroid cheat from that region of the world.
From Dagestan, from Russia.
He's another steroid cheat that got wrestle fucked by Curtis Blades.
Hmm.
But two wrestlers, will they wrestle? Or are they going to throw hands? Right? Because
Yeah,
that's
well, okay, he hasn't been wrestling his
mm-mm.
last two.
He
He's
hasn't
been
really
throwing
had to,
hands.
right?
Yeah.
My thing here with Curtis Blades, I'm big on experience rather than like what have you done for me lately, right? Because
Hmm.
I know a lot of the MMA space. A lot of people is like, what have you done for me lately, right? It's based on your last fight. If you lost your last fight, that's who you are to the
Yeah,
community,
to a lot
right?
of people, yeah.
But I'm not so big on that. I'm more on like experience, right? And Curtis Blades has fought the who's who of the heavyweights. He's fought Tom Aspinall, he's fought Francis Ngannou, he's fought
Compton
Volkov.
Almeida, all them fucking fighters.
He's fought all those guys. He's fought Derek Lewis. I mean, granted, a lot of these fights he's lost, right?
Oh
But
yeah,
like but he's fought those guys. He's been in there with,
with the
like I
best.
said, with the he's been in a title fight, right? He's been in
Hmm.
there with Ngannou. Um, but Josh Hokett, all of his fights are finishes, all 8 of them, right? All 8 of his professional fights, he's submitted or knocked somebody out. Um, but he hasn't fought anybody good, right? He's fought a
Yeah.
couple cans. The last guy he fought literally quit in the middle of the fight.
In the fight,
And
yeah.
he sat down in the middle of the fight and was like, "I'm good." I've never seen
Mhm.
anything like that before. But Josh Hoke, I think his best chance to win is on the feet. I think he's better there. I think he's crisper there. I think he's faster there.
Yeah.
I think he should avoid the wrestling, even though he's a proven, elite wrestler. He wrestled in
It's
college,
grappling,
right?
yeah.
But he hasn't shown it against an elite wrestler in MMA, right?
Yeah, and I don't
And
think you should take that chance just yet, especially with a big
no,
fight like this and a name like Curtis Blades.
not
You don't
now.
wanna be on
No,
that ground with Curtis Blades.
not now, because Curtis Blaze is going to I feel like look to embarrass him in a way because it's disrespectful to when you're the number 5 guy in heavyweight to fight somebody that's got
Not
8
ranked.
fights, got 8 fights for one,
Uh,
and he's not ranked, right?
yeah,
It's
you're
just,
right.
I mean, that's just it's disrespectful to the guy, right? But it's on him. He took the fight, right? So
Yeah.
whatever, right? I think Josh Hogan needs to start fast and avoid takedowns and land big early. But my pick here, I'm going Curtis Blades. Like I said, I'm big on experience and I'm big on just being in the octagon, right? And I don't think
Yeah,
Josh Hogan's done that enough. I think this is a case of it's too much too early for Josh Hogan.
I feel that. I definitely could see that. I could see it going that way. I could see Josh Hogan biting more than he could chew, like, definitely, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to go Hoken mainly because of the I gotta go with the money lines, bro. You gotta put your money on him. So you guys got some money line around there. Throw a couple of these underdog picks. I'm telling you guys on there. But yeah, he's a pretty nifty underdog that could win you some money. But I think, like you said, 8-0, all of them finishes. He's coming in hot, right on momentum. Nowadays, a lot of people see it that way. I hate to see it that way too because I am big on the experience as well. For example, I mean, look at Joaquin Buckley and Kamaru Usman. Everybody thought Joaquin was going to
Perfect
run through
example.
Usman,
Yeah,
but
that's
Usman's
perfect. Yeah,
experience just fucking stopped all of that. So, yeah, you could be right, dude. Curtis Blades could know what to do, have the game plan, have the blueprint, lay his ass out, just lay on top of him, possibly TKO this boy if he really gets him in that position. But I don't know. I think I see okay getting another finish here, and I think Curtis Blades is gonna start contemplating some being the gateway for that heavyweight division. But
exactly.
who knows? We'll see. Mm.
Exactly. It's definitely a fight to watch out for too, just because like you
Yeah.
said, Josh Hogan's hot. People want to see him fight. Pause, by the
Mhm.
way. That was crazy.
Pause.
That was crazy.
Shout out to
That was
pause.
crazy. That was crazy. I meant he's like a hot prospect.
I know what you meant.
But damn. Anyways, I'm not even gonna
No,
talk
but we
about him no
finally
more.
got
I'm
some.
moving on.
We finally got some excitement though in the heavyweight division. We'll just put it that
It's
way.
about time, right? It's about time because
Yeah.
that division is still some shit. It's gonna be shit
Yeah.
for a while.
For a while.
And
I mean,
like we all
Pereira and
know.
Cyril Gahn finally doing something for that division as well.
But like
That's
that's a one-time thing, right? That's like
exactly.
I don't know. I don't we will talk about Pereira at another date at fucking
Yeah.
nauseum. We will spend a good amount of time talking about Alex at a
Yeah.
later date. But
Yeah. Moving
moving
on.
on here to the new co-main event. It was supposed to be Joshua Van defending his title against Japanese sensation Tatsuro Taira.
Tyra.
But like I mentioned earlier, like I mentioned earlier, that fight got moved to UFC 328 May 9th.
Tatsuro. Yeah.
Tatsuro. Um, but now the new co-main event, interesting fight here. We have the number 6 ranked, sorry, it's a light heavyweight fight. Number 6 ranked Azamat Murzakanov
Oh, Paulo Costa's going up to light heavyweight?
versus unranked Paulo Costa, who is moving up to light heavyweight for good.
Oh
He's done with
shit.
185, and this was the first fight he decided to take
I didn't even
at light
notice that. I've
heavyweight.
been looking at this fight all week and I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, and he's taking it against undefeated 16-0, 6-0 in the UFC as a Matt Mirzakhanov.
And
As a Matt
running through
Mirzakhanov,
everybody.
he's got, like you say, he's running through everybody. He's got 12 knockouts in his career. He finished Alexander Rakic and Bredgerson Ribeiro in his last 2 fights.
Yeah.
He's an early finisher. He puts the pressure on early. He swarms you, just overwhelms people, walks you down too much. He's strong.
That
Um,
Rakic finish was impressive. I
that was
was really impressed
nasty.
off of that one,
That
yeah.
was nasty. But Paulo Costa moving up to 205. His last 2 fights were at 185. Obviously at middleweight. He had a decision over Roman Kapilov. and he lost the decision to Sean Strickland.
Too boring
So
spice
two
that.
boring ass fights. Paulo Costa, he needs to throw a lot of kicks here because Asmat has a lot of body fat.
Hmm.
And I think you got to take advantage of that. If you're the bigger, longer, stronger guy, or supposed to be the stronger guy, right? If you're the bigger, longer guy, you got to take advantage of that. Throw kicks to the body.
Throw kicks,
Um,
yeah.
because he's not winning a fist fight with Azamat Murzakanov.
Yeah,
I
and
don't think so.
he's not winning a technical striking battle neither. He needs to
No.
figure out how to slow him down too. Because if he's fighting Asmrad on the outside at full speed, he's gonna get caught nasty.
I really hate to say it because I was a big Paulo Costa fan. I thought he was exciting and entertaining for a while, and he was a
Hmm.
good fighter. But I am having this like thing right now that I didn't write down, but I'm like, there's no way of him winning this fight. I don't see it, right? And like, cause I mean, I,
Yeah.
I already had, Mirzakhanov by TKO. I think he's going to be too sharp and he's going to catch Paulo Costa. But I'm like thinking about it. I'm like thinking about how Paulo Costa fights and how Mirzakhanov. There's no way he wins the fight.
Yeah, he's
Like,
gonna
there's,
get knocked, dude. He's gonna get fucking
yeah,
slept. I
yeah,
think he's going to bed or
yeah.
TKO, like you said.
I think that fight's going to be done in the first or second round. Honestly, that fight's
First round
not seeing the
knockout,
judges.
Azamat. I think so too.
Put
Let me
some
ask you
money
this
on
though.
that.
Who do you think? Yeah, for sure, put some money on that. Go ahead and lock that down on the parlay. But who do you think was gonna win the Joshua Vaughn versus Tasutaro fight?
You know what's funny? Like when that fight first got booked, I was like, oh, Joshua Van's knocking him the fuck out. Like
Yeah,
that was the first thought I had, right? It was like, oh, he's starching him, right? And then I watched back Tyro's last two when he fought
Moreno.
Royval and
Yeah,
when he fought Brandon Moreno. He
yeah,
lost the Royval fight, right?
yeah. He did.
But I watched that one and I watched the Brandon Moreno fight and I was like, oh man, he's gonna have his way with Joshua Van.
You think so
Like
on the ground?
I think so because
Yeah.
I think on the feet it's hit or miss, right? Because I think Tyra is better on the feet than people give him credit for.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. He is fast, dude. He is really fast.
jiu-jitsu and his ground game is so good that I think it kind of overshadows how decent his striking is. But I just think that he would overwhelm Joshua Van and take him down and submit him, honestly. Like
Okay,
I think
okay.
it would go the same, similar to how it should have gone against
With
Pantoja.
Pantoja in him.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, honestly, I think Van has good enough takedown defense for Taro, but not Pantoja. I think
no,
that Pantoja would have for sure dominated Van in that fight too, even though I was rooting for Van because that's a cool story
yeah,
with the
facts.
ads and stuff.
Young
But
dude, yeah,
yeah, but nah, dude, yeah, like you said, if you think that Tara has a chance against him, then yeah, Pantoja would have annihilated him. But
yeah,
I
bro.
personally think Van does edge it out against Tyro, probably a decision or a fourth round like TKO. But
I'm not mad at that either, though. Yeah.
I could see this boy Tyro taking him down, fucking working him on the ground, maybe even submitting that boy with a little rear naked choke or something.
Right. And
Yeah.
see, and that me having that pick right is like my recency bias with
Mm,
how Tyra's recent fights have gone versus how Joshua Van fights has gone. Joshua
mhm.
Van isn't really trying to be on the ground ever,
Yeah.
like
Ever.
and Tyra is his goal is to take you down and submit
To
you.
get you on the
Like
ground. Yeah.
I will hold you here and hold you here until I can find a way to choke you,
Yeah. Literally,
Like
yo.
so I don't know. I think that that's a good fight. I'm glad it's still on at some point.
Yeah.
Unfortunate that it's not this weekend, but we will see it at some point. Moving
Sorry, go.
on to the main event, boys. We have the vacant light heavyweight title. Number 2 ranked Yuri Prohaska versus number 3 Carlos Ulberg. Yuri
Prohaska.
Prohaska is 32, 5 and 1, 6 and 2 in the UFC. Carlos Ulberg is 13 and 1, 9 and 1 in the UFC. Yuri's last two fights, nasty finishes over Jamal Hill and Khalil Roundtree. Before that, obviously, we all know
Yeah.
head kick by Alex Pereira.
And
But
fucking what was the one before that? Little hook by Alex Pereira.
yeah, exactly, right.
Or did he have a fight? Oh no, he did have a fight in between that. He fought Rockage. He finished Rockage, yeah.
Here's the thing about Yuri Prohaska. for me. The only person that's ever beat him in the UFC is Alex Pereira, right? And at first, I'm sure people for a while were like, "Oh, well, like, how much does that really mean?" And blah blah blah. What's Alex Pereira gonna do? We know what the fuck Alex Pereira did and is doing, right?
Man
So
is doing
him being your only loss in the organization, not a bad look,
not
like,
at all.
um, but I think he needs to get in Oberg's face and make this fight crazy
He needs to do what he
because
did against Khalil Roundtree.
make it nasty, right? Pause
Yeah.
again. That was crazy. But uh,
By Tiger.
facts, bro. Banger, bro. Um,
Banger.
but I really think Yuri Prohaska just has to be fight like Yuri, right? He
Yeah.
can't he can't go in with this like, oh, I'm gonna be composed and like how he started the Khalil Roundtree fight, right? Where he
Mhm.
was like, oh, I'm gonna just jab here and head
But
move
yeah,
here and
movement,
wait here.
yeah.
And then when it's like, okay, now I gotta kill this guy. No, you gotta go in and get this guy out of here. Because Carlos Ulberg is very content with jab, okay, I'll stand here.
Yeah.
Leg kick, okay, I'll stand
I'll
here.
stand here, yup. And
I'm
then
I'm
when
not
you
gonna
start
I'm not gonna try
entering,
to do
he'll
much.
he'll
Counter.
exit with the little counter. Yup, I'm
Yeah,
telling
he's
you,
got he's
dude.
got a great counter left hook too.
Great
And
counter left hook.
but
One of the
Carlos
best in the
Carlos
game.
Ulberg, his last two fights, we mentioned it. We mentioned one of them earlier. He finished Dominic Reyes, and he had a decision over Jan Blachowicz. Um,
Yeah, dude. Jan Blachowicz, he
which
actually
that
did a
fight
real good
was
job.
that fight was it was boring, right? But he did what he was supposed to do, right, to win the
Mhm.
fight. And Carlos Ulberg is one of those guys that he comes from the same gym as Adesanya, Volk, and Dan Hooker. He's a
Shout out City Kickboxing.
shout out City Kickboxing,
Uh.
Navajo Sterling, guys on the come up.
Sterling, that boy.
He's nasty.
Yeah,
He's nasty.
man.
But I don't know. Carlos Ulberg, he's really smart when he fights. He's really patient, composed, right? I think he keeps his distance very well. He's gonna pick his shots very well.
Yeah,
Um, he can't get into a firefight with Yuri Prohaska. I don't think that's a good idea, right? Because
it's
I
not at
know
all, yeah.
we know Olberg has knockout power, right? We've seen him knock out Dominic Reyes. We've seen him knock out Alonzo Menifield. We've seen him knock out. I'm sure I'm missing a couple, right? But
Yeah, a lot of people. Well, on
but
top of the knockout power, he does have really, really precise accuracy, dude. He's
he's
precise with
sharp,
all his strikes, dude. Yeah, it's
sharp.
sharp, dude. Like he's gonna tag you, whether it's like nicking you in the freaking the what is this part right here? Forget the
Your
temple.
temple, yeah,
Yeah, just hitting somebody right there real quick. He can hit you right there, or he's gonna hit you flush on your jaw, straight in your face with a jab, like you said, hit your nose. Like, dude, he's precise. He's gonna hit you. Yeah, he doesn't waste shots. Pretty much, he goes in
exactly.
there and
And
makes every shot count.
like you said, with his jabs too. He's not just throwing little pitter pat jab. He's got a strong jab. He's a strong, big, strong guy. And so
Hmm.
those jabs aren't the kind of jabs where it's like, oh, I could just take these the whole fight and it's not big. Those add up, right? When you guys a big heavy hand is punching your nose off for 10 minutes
Hell
straight,
yeah,
right? Like
dude. Yeah,
it'll
this shit's
it'll
gonna
it'll it'll
nose gonna
it'll,
start
it'll
feeling numb, bro. You can't
yeah
breathe through this. It's gonna start
yeah
messing. Yeah, affect your
yeah. You're
breathing.
not gonna be able to see. You're not gonna be able to breathe. Like
No.
but I think for this one here. I got Yuri by being Yuri.
Yeah.
TKO. I think he goes in here. I don't think it happens early though, right? I think it's gonna be a firefight. I think to start, right?
Yeah.
And then I think they're both gonna be like, shit, we have 25 minutes to do this, right?
And do
And then, but
this.
I think it's gonna build up, and unfortunately for Yuri, I think it's gonna go the same way the Khalil Roundtree fight was going until it gets to, like, that mid to late 3rd round, and then he's
Yeah.
gonna be like, "Okay, I gotta win this fight now."
So you think that Carlos Oberg's gonna be winning until he's not winning anymore, until he's fucking TKO'd out.
As fucking simple as that, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I think Carlos Ulberg is gonna be very content, like I said, with staying on the back foot, keeping his distance, picking his shots. He's cool with that. We've seen him win fights like that.
Yup,
He won't
yup.
mind winning a fucking title like that. Like,
That's true, yeah.
I
He won't.
if he can do it for 15, why not do it for 25, right? But I
Exactly.
got like I said, I got Yuri by TKO. I think it's gonna happen late, 3rd, 4th round, maybe the 5th round if we get there, but I don't think this fight goes to a decision,
That is
honestly. No.
yeah, me, I'm gonna go Carlos Oberg.
Ooh, shit.
I think Carlos Oberg is gonna catch Yuri early, dude. I think like you said that Yuri's gonna
Damn.
have to go in there and get him out of there early. I think Oberg is gonna finish him in like in the second round. I think he's gonna catch him doing something like how Pereira did. I think we're gonna see Yuri's second loss in the UFC, or no, it's second
Damn.
loss to
Yeah.
second person that he loses to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're gonna. I think we
Fuck.
are, dude. I think it's Carlos Oberg's time. I think he's just on a tear right now. He's been on a crazy win streak. I mean, Yuri
Yeah.
has as well, and Yuri does, like you said, he has to make it a dogfight. And if Yuri does win this fight, it will be in the later rounds. All of Yuri's wins come in the later rounds. You know, the Glover Teixeira fight, what
It was
came in the fifth round.
the last 2 seconds, right? Like,
Exactly, bro. You know what I'm saying? Khalil Roundtree, third round fucking finish, and Rakic, third round finish as well. He was losing that fight too in the
mhm.
first round too. So
I think the only one that was like kind of early, you could say, was the Jamal Hill fight. I believe that was the second round, right?
no, no, he went
That was third
he,
round too.
that was the third round too, dude. Yeah, that fight though, he just wasn't losing to Jamal though. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
he was
right.
just beating his ass the whole
Yeah,
time.
all the other
Like,
ones though, he was losing, and so that's what I'm gonna go. That's what I'm gonna carry on right there is the fact that Yuri's gonna be losing this fight, and yeah, there's gonna be a good chance if he survives in the third, fourth round, but I don't think he's getting out of those first two rounds. I think it's gonna be so bad that yeah, Carlos Oberg's gonna end up finishing Yuri in like the second round, TKOing him.
damn,
Yeah,
that's
that's my
fucking
guy right
crazy,
there.
bro. That's fucking crazy, guys. It's funny, like we were like the whole prelims, we were like we were fucking
It's
locked
eye
in,
to
bro.
eye, huh?
We hit the main card, said nah. The only thing we agreed
Every
was
fight.
goddamn Mirzakhanov and fucking Nate Landwehr.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh my god, I'm only going with Nate Landwehr. Yeah,
That shit
dude.
is hilarious, bro.
But yeah, no, it's gonna
Um,
be a good card though. You know, it's a good card when we don't have the same picks.
yeah, it's a great card too, and it's a great space. I mean, cards in Miami are always good, right? They're always
Exactly, dude.
exciting.
What
We've
do we
seen
got? O'Malley and Cheeto part two.
O'Malley, Cheeto.
Izzy Pereira part
We had
two.
Izzy Pereira. We had Dustin and BSD. We
And
had
BSD. Yeah, we did.
crazy
We had
fights. We had. I'm pretty sure Randy Brown had a KO last year in Miami too.
Jan and Piotr Jan and Song Yadong was in Miami.
Oh fuck, that was in Miami too.
That was in
Shit.
Miami, yeah.
Damn. Yeah. So
Mm,
I mean, Miami's always good for banging fights. You know,
yeah,
they
we're gonna
always do a
see
good
some.
job.
Yeah, so all you guys tune in on Saturday. It's gonna be some finishes, gonna be some TKOs, some submissions. I think some bloodbaths. I think some wars. So I think it's
Facts.
gonna be a pretty good card. I think everybody should tune in for
Facts.
that.
I agree. All right, guys. Well, that's gonna do it for our prediction here of UFC 327.
Yeah.
Um, Tune into the fight Saturday, and I'll have a card breakdown. I didn't have one for the last fight because I had some technical issues, but I will have a breakdown for it after this one. That'll
Yeah.
probably be out like Sunday or Monday. But after that, we will be back. Probably. What did I say? We'll be back for the JDM Carlos Prates card for the next
Yeah.
prediction card. Other than
Mhm.
that, appreciate you guys. High Guard MMA.